This is Dr. Geno Mayes. I'm here with my wife Mary. We are the owners of Iron Physical Therapy here in Caldwell. And today we're going to do a Get Better, Be Better session. I'm often asked, how can I prevent injury prior to my run, my morning soccer session, or a CrossFit squatting session? So what I want to do is show you 5 dynamic movements or stretches that can help prevent injury prior to your activity. So the first movement we're going to do, we're going to assume a downward dog position, and I get a lot of stuff in regards to Achilles tendonitis or calf strain. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our right foot on our left ankle, and I'm going to have her or you at home bounce up and down. And what we're going to do here is we're going to get a kind of a quick stretch to the Achilles tendon as well as the calf to really warm up that joint and get us ready for that morning run or squat session. So I have her doing roughly 5 to 10 of these movements. So we'll say 4, 5, and if this is really a problem area for you at home, I would say maybe you do 15 or 20 repetitions before switching legs, okay? So while I want to go back to that same position, let's stay there because I want to address another group. So let's say she's just done 5 bouncing sessions here on the left Achilles. So I'm going to have her stay on her left foot. She's going to get a little bit of a stretch, but while she's doing that, she's going to do 5 heel to butt. And what she's doing there is we're getting a quick stretch to the quad, getting a little blood flow to that big muscle group, and then we'll switch. So she's already done some bouncing on the right side, and now we're getting left heel to butt to warm that group up. So now we've addressed the Achilles, we've addressed the quad. Now I'm going to have her stand up, and we're going to go to the next group. We're going to look at our hamstrings and our low back, okay? So she's going to have her feet together. She's going to keep her knees straight, and I'm going to have her simply go down, touch the ground as far as she goes. She's going to stand up to a straight position, and then she's actually going to arch back, reach back as far as she goes. So now we're warming up the low back. Maybe you've had a long day at the office sitting prior to going to bed. You're getting up early in the morning for that big run. So we want to loosen the low back up. We want to loosen up the hamstrings. We'll do 2 more. So we're getting a lot of blood flow to these big muscle groups, hamstrings, little mobility there to the lumbar spine, and good, we'll do 1 more. Sometimes you hear these being referred to as good mornings here. So it's a great movement pattern there. Moving on to the next muscle group, we're going to look at our hip flexors. Now the hip flexors consists of our psoas and our iliacus, and it's a big muscle group that connects the hip to the lumbar spine. So what she's going to do, she's going to assume a big lunge position. So she's going to have, in this case, the right foot in front of the left, and I'm going to have her lunge straight down, so her left knee is going to touch the ground, and then she's going to come back up. So let's do 5 of those. And also, if you wanted to statically stretch, which would be at the end of the session, she could just stay in that lunge position with the knee all the way to the ground, and that would get a big stretch of the hip flexor. But in this case, warming up prior to the activity, let's go ahead and switch. A simple lunge pattern here will get a nice dynamic stretch to the hip flexor or the iliopsoas, to be more specific. Good, moving on to the next group. So we're going to move on to the glutes, biggest muscle in the body here. The first movement pattern, I'll have you face the camera. We're going to basically assume almost as if you're kicking a hacky sack. So she's going to take her right foot and she's going to kick her left hand there. Good, we'll do 3 more. So we get a nice stretch there to the glutes, hip rotators. We'll do the opposite side. And 3, 4, 5. Good. Well, while we're in this position, we're going to get the glutes to fire. So the best way we can do this is we're going to do a simple squat. We squat all day long. Every time you get out of a chair, off the toilet, we have to squat. The most functional movement out there. So she's going to assume a stance that her feet are just beyond shoulder width apart, maybe toes slightly outward, just a tiny bit. And what she's going to do is she's going to reach high towards the wall there, and then back up. Make sure we get a nice squeeze of the glutes. Here, 2, nice squeeze, hold there, good, 3, 2 more right there, and we'll do 1 more, good, and relax. And now the last movement, we want to address the groin, our hip adductors, the muscles on the inner thigh. So what she's going to do, she's going to assume a warrior 2 position. So she's going to have the right foot, in this case, in front, and the arms are out as so. And I'm going to have her actually just kind of lunge towards that right foot a bit. Okay, and what she's going to feel, she's going to feel a nice stretch on the inner thigh on that left side, and I might have her oscillate there again, 5 to 10 repetitions. So we'll say 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, good, and then we'll switch, address the other side, and we'll do 10 there. And this, again, simply to get some blood flowing to this group that's often pretty tight, again, especially if you sit a lot, and if you're about to get up for your 5 a.m. run, we want to make sure that the groin is warmed up and ready to go, just in case you have to sidestep suddenly, because I've often treated folks who've had groin strains that way. Hope this helps. Have a great one. See you next time.
Thank you.